Hello everybody, welcome to the latest virtual studios program from Taft Museum of Art and the Cincinnati Urban Sketchers. My name is Jeb Brack and today we're going to be talking about still life, which is a whole lot easier to draw than moving life, I find, but there you go. Now a word about materials. The way I put it is that to do urban sketching you really only need two things, something to draw with and something to draw on, and the rest is all just gravy. What I'm using today, I've got one of my sketchbooks. I usually start the line work with pencil and move on to ink it in with pen. And then if I'm going to add color, I do have my watercolor kit and my water brushes to add color to the drawing if I want to. But you can get as fancy or as simple as you want to with urban sketching. Any medium is fine. Pencil, pen, crayon, colored pencil, oil paints, whatever you want to do. We're not picky. So still life. This is a whole genre of art. All right, and the piece we're looking at from the Taft today is a classic of the form by Balthasar van der Ast, who was painting during the Dutch Golden Age. That's the 17th century, around the same time as Rembrandt. Now, personally, I am no Rembrandt, but neither was Picasso. Anyway, this still life that we've got going on here has many of the elements that we think of when we hear the phrase still life. You know, it's got the fruit and flowers and maybe an animal that might be stuffed and so forth. It may have hard-edged objects and softer-edged ones. But even though the still life genre has grown and changed throughout the ages, it is still used as a means for students to practice their art, the shapes, the forms, the appreciation of light and shadow and things of that nature. And that's how I'm really going to be using it today. Now, one of the things about urban sketching is that we try to depict the world the way we see it, as it is. So your still life can be anything that is meaningful to you. Balthasar van der Ast was painting flowers and other objects that would bring nature close to the person who is viewing it. There may have been some symbolic values for it, but you can use his painting as your starting point if you want to sketch that and try and replicate it. But I prefer to try and draw things that are meaningful to me. So I have put together my own still life that is a collection of things that I have close at hand in my studio, things that mean things to me. We've got art supplies. We've got nerd equipment. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a huge nerd. I got snacks. Got to have snacks. Try and get a mix of organic shapes and regular shapes. Mix the colors and reflective objects with duller matte objects. Anything that you feel like you need to practice on, this is a great time to be able to set it up however you want. When I sketch, I'll block in the main shapes with pencil first, just to get the proportions right, and then I'll start to add some details to it. Sometimes I'll immediately add color with the watercolors if I'm going for a looser kind of sketch, but often I will ink in those lines to more define the shapes that I want. While you're doing this, pay special attention to the contrast of light and shadow that defines the shapes. You can represent these with pencil shading, with cross hatching, with darker colors when you're watercolored. When you've finished, don't forget to post your sketches online. That is all part of the urban sketching experience. Sharing your drawings with everyone so we can all see them and comment on them and exchange tips and that sort of thing. On social media, you can use the hashtags Taft Museum Discovered, USK Cincinnati, and USK at Home. So there you go. You can find this finished sketch on my Instagram at Words Pictures Magic. You can reach out to me there if you have any questions or anything. I'd be glad to answer them. Thanks, everybody. Hope to see you at one of our sketch outings when we're back in the field once again.